Welcome to another episode, everyone. Rapper Pooh Shiesty is in big trouble with the feds for robbing rapper Gucci Mane. Yes, indeed. The feds just gave a press conference illustrating and detailing the charges against rapper Pooh Shiesty. The feds just raided his home and arrested his father for this robbery of rapper Gucci Mane. Pooh Shiesty's father is now under arrest. Another individual is on the run. They say that they're about to catch up with him rather quickly. All of this was caught on camera on January 10th. Story has it that Gucci Mane had asked for some jewelry back from one of these individuals, and they did not want to return it. They drew down some Dracos on Gucci and robbed him of his jewelry. Apparently, he reported this crime, did Gucci Mane. Someone reported the crime, and the feds have been ready to file charges or watching Pooh Shiesty apparently for over 1 month. And now it looks like he's in dire straits. Let's get into it.
Assistant Special Agent in charge of FBI Dallas. And we will have a brief question and answer session after their remarks. Please identify yourself by your name and your media outlet when asking questions, and confine the content of your questions to today's press conference. At the podium, joining Ryan Raybould and Jeremy Wright is Executive Assistant Chief of Police with the Dallas Police Department, Terrence Rhodes, Assistant U.S. Attorney Robert Withers, Assistant U.S. Attorney Claire Demers, and Assistant U.S. Attorney and Violent Crimes Chief Jeremy Fugate, all of the Northern District of Texas. And with that, I'll turn it over to Ryan.
Good morning. I'm Ryan Raybould. I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Texas. Thank you for coming. This week, 9 individuals, including well-known musical artists, kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. 8 of the 9 were arrested yesterday in Dallas, Memphis, and Nashville. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr., Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, Kadarius Waters, Demarion Gibson, DeMarcus Glover, Corday Johnson, Darian McDaniel, and Terrence Rogers has not been arrested yet, but will be soon. The complaint alleges
Has not been arrested yet, but will be soon. So they have 9 individuals. I just saw some content. I'm not the only one to get things wrong, where they said that Big 30 was on the run, that he had not been caught yet. No, he's not on the run. He has been arrested. There's one individual that is on the run, and it's not Big 30. According to what we just heard, 8 individuals have been arrested for this, including Pooh Shiesty and his father, Sr., have been arrested for this crime against Gucci Mane. Wow. Not looking good.
is that on January 10th of this year, 3 music industry professionals traveled to Dallas for a scheduled business meeting. Lontrell Williams Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to discuss the terms of his recording contract with one of the victims. As alleged, once these 3 men were inside the recording studio, Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators, several of whom traveled from Memphis, Tennessee, executed a coordinated armed takeover. As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items. One of the victims was actually choked by one of the defendants to the point of near unconsciousness.
This is bad. This is worse than I think we all thought. I did not know that 8 people were involved. Did you? Or 9? They say 9 people. They have this on video, apparently. And I don't know what Pooh Shiesty is thinking, that he Suge Knight or something, that this is the 90s, the 1990s. You can't do this sort of stuff these days. Perhaps he was thinking that Gucci Mane is a gangster and will keep it in the street and not go to the police, or no one else would go to the police. But I believe he said that it was 3 individuals total, 3 victims total. So Gucci Mane perhaps went there, or apparently did go there, with 2 other individuals. One of them who was choked nearly to unconsciousness during this armed takeover, as he just described it as being. These are all heavy words. And he's using this verbiage for a reason. These are very serious charges: robbery, assault with a deadly weapon. They could even get him for attempted murder. We'll see if they're about to say exactly what all of the charges are. But if you done choke someone to unconsciousness, that's not good. And I mean, what are you thinking? You had a lot of money yourself. You're on your way to getting more money as a successful rapper. And I understand you want out of the contract that you have with Gucci Mane, or whatever the situation was. They say he tried to force Gucci Mane to sign over the contract. And he did. And it's all on camera again. But I'm not sure if that was the way to go about it. I don't know if you thought that they were not going to go to the police, or it was not going to get out, but it's on camera for one. And then for two, it indeed got out. And now you're in steep water. You're in big trouble. The FBI is holding a press conference here, saying all of the dastardly deeds that were done during that situation. This is not good. Got Pops in jail.
Defendant Wright barricaded the studio door with his body to prevent the victims from escaping. The ringleader of the conspiracy, Lontrell Williams Jr., was on home confinement at the time of the offense, as alleged, for a prior firearms conspiracy charge and conviction out of the Southern District of Florida. Towards the end of his prison sentence, he had been granted home detention. Part of the terms of his home detention were that he would not commit another federal offense or possess a firearm. His father, Lontrell Williams Sr., is alleged to have helped plan and execute the federal kidnapping as charged in the complaint. And as described further in the complaint, within hours of leaving the Dallas studio, a number of the defendants were on social media displaying some of the items that appeared to be the jewelry that had been robbed from the victims. The charging document.
Wow. Y'all gonna get enough of this social media. And they even said that behind the scenes, they were trying to sell a story to content creators about what happened, but no one would touch it. I don't know that to be a fact. That's all alleged. But they say, the feds, that they immediately went on social media and started exhibiting the jewelry, flossing, flaunting it. Yeah, look what we got. Look who we just robbed. And clearly they're watching this sort of stuff on the internet now. They've made this explicitly clear. They're making it clear now. How does he know this? They're watching. This is not good. So they have social media posts, they have video, and they say, again, the other individual, the video I just watched earlier, said that the father didn't do anything, that they just arrested him and they're about to let him go. No. I understand apparently he didn't have all of the facts, but no, as we hear now, the father is charged with orchestrating and planning this whole thing. This is the FBI. He's charged with orchestrating and planning this whole thing. They've done an investigation. And this is the conclusion that they came to, that the father orchestrated the whole kidnapping robbery. He just said kidnapping. These dudes had some heavy charges. You're in big trouble. Cooked.
And outlines some of the evidence, just some, establishing the defendant's roles in the federal offense. This is as follows: electronic monitoring data placing Williams Jr. at the offense location, which would put him in violation of his home detention conditions. Cell phone records and license plate reader data corroborating the coordinated travel of multiple defendants from Memphis, Tennessee to Dallas. Rental car records confirming Williams Sr. rented a vehicle that was used by the group. Surveillance footage from the offense location, a nearby office supply store, and a hotel where several of the defendants stayed following the offense. Fingerprint evidence as well that was recovered from the crime scene, matching at least two of the defendants. Social media posts by defendants displaying what appears to be stolen property just in the days following the offense. Greyhound bus records confirming the travel of multiple defendants from Dallas to Memphis the day after the offense. The victims in this case came to Dallas to conduct legitimate business, and they were met with firearms.
That's a lot of evidence. Cell phone records, travel logs, travel records, social media posts. Man, good luck.
And violence as alleged in the charging document. This case should serve as a warning to others who believe that using violence and intimidation tactics to rob others in our community is a viable way to conduct business. I'm here to say that it is not, and that if you choose to do this, we will, together with our law enforcement partners here and the other ones in the Northern District of Texas, will bring you swiftly to justice. I want to thank the FBI Dallas Violent Crimes Task Force, the FBI's Memphis Resident Agency and Nashville Field Office, the Memphis Safe Task Force, the Dallas Police Department, the United States Attorney for the Western District of Tennessee, Michael Dunovit, and AUSA Greg Wagner, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Texas, my dear friend and colleague Jay Combs, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Tennessee, including my colleague Braden Busek, for their outstanding contributions in this multi-jurisdictional investigation and prosecution. I'd also like to highlight the extraordinary work. None of this happens without the extraordinary work of...
Good morning, everybody. As Ryan said, my name is Jeremy Wright, I'm Assistant Special Agent in Charge for FBI Dallas. As United States Attorney Raybold said, we're here today to announce the arrest of several individuals in the Memphis and Nashville, Tennessee areas, as long as one here in Frisco, Texas. These arrests are the result of a violent kidnapping of 3 individuals here in the Dallas area. The majority of those arrested did travel from Memphis to Dallas to commit that offense. Our office collaborated with multiple law enforcement agencies and other FBI offices to carry out this investigation that ultimately led to these arrests. So I'd like to thank the Dallas Violent Crimes Task Force, Dallas Police Department.
Okay. They're thanking everyone. There you have it, people. Let me know what you think in the comments. Pooh Shiesty cooked, along with 8 other individuals. So far, 8 in total are in custody and under arrest by the feds for a violent kidnapping, as they just termed it, amongst other very serious charges: robbery, assault, etc. They say they choked the individual out. Again, they're referring to Gucci Mane, the rapper Gucci Mane. I don't think he was the one that was choked out, but he was robbed. And they said that they've come together. They have been doing this investigation, different law enforcement agencies, for however long, I guess since the incident. This just transpired not long ago. They've been doing their investigation, and their investigation led them to these 9 arrests, 8 arrests so far, 1 individual on the run. And again, you see that the first individual said they had AK-style rifles, or he said handguns, but they had Dracos or something up in there, man. They had it on camera. It's all bad. And now they're saying that the father orchestrated the whole thing. Big 30 is locked up. for this whole thing. 8 individuals down in the feds under federal custody for the robbery of Gucci Mane, including rapper Pooh Shiesty and his father. And we'll see what happens. We'll continue to follow it. See how they're going to get out of this situation right here. This seems a bit tricky. This is very serious because the feds are involved. They've been investigating for some time. And apparently, as we just heard, he detailed the evidence that they have against these individuals, including social media posts, which is self-inflicted. They went on social media displaying the jury that they robbed the individuals of. That's evidence in and of itself. Also phone records, travel records, and the like. And the victims themselves are apparently pointing them out and saying, yeah, this is who did it. So it's not looking good for Pooh Shiesty and crew. You all let me know what you think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free, people.